Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. Irene and to my fellow coursemate. My name is Syarah Hafizi Ryan bin Zainuddin and my matrix card number is D201910879775. Before I go even further, I would like to share a little bit about myself. I was born and raised at a town called Serian in Sarawak, which is not too far from Kuching City. I have two siblings and I am the only son in the family. I love to do outdoor activities a lot and I also love to cook since my late father is a good cook. Anyway, for this assignment, I will be talking about my source of belief in terms of acquiring the English language, the component that I wish to focus on for teacher belief system, and more. This assignment is called Photo Voice and we are supposed to do two parts of it. And the one that I am doing right now is part 1. To begin with, when I was little, I only spoke in one language, which is the Bidayu language. It might sound weird because I'm Malay, but I live in a Bidayu neighborhood. My mom is Bidayu and so do my other relatives, and we live in the same neighborhood. Hence, it became my first language. My dad is from Negeri Sembilan, but I never spoke in Malay with him. I would usually speak in Bidayu and he would reply me back in Malay. Then I started to pick up some Malay word, and with all of the studying that I do in primary school, I began to develop my second language. Yes, it is Bahasa Melayu. However, English came later in my life, not only because I studied it in school, but also due to many reasons. It all started when my cousin from Kuala Lumpur came back to Sarawak during holiday. Here are their picture. I couldn't find our picture together when we are small, but this will do. My cousin can only speak in English and they can't really speak in Malay, so it is hard for me to have a conversation with them. Their mom will usually become our translator. This language barrier really gave me a hard time to have fun with my own cousin, so I decided to ask them to teach me English. As the result, I began to pick up some simple words such as eat, drink, sleep, and it expand, and finally I can understand what they are saying. I can't speak well at that time, but they understand what I am saying. So I'm really proud of myself at that time. Some of my aunties and uncles only speak in English too, so I had to do a lot of improvement for the sake of getting rid of the language barrier. One other weird thing that made me improve my English is the fact that my grandfather speaks English fluently. He was born during the British colonization. He was taught in a school that was built by the priest and sister from the UK. Since he can speak English fluently, it motivated me to prove that I can speak better too. So this is a picture of me and my cousins, and this is during my grandfather's birthday. He is the person in white. The other reason is because I love to watch English cartoon. So here are some of my favorite cartoons. We have SpongeBob, Ben 10, and Teletubbies. When I first watched the cartoon, it's hard for me to understand because they sometimes speak fast, sometimes speak in a way that I don't understand. Thanks to English lesson in school, especially listening activity, I began to understand the cartoon more. By watching the cartoons, I learned new vocabulary and I always imitate the way they speak, and it really improved my proficiency in the English language. Apart from watching my favorite cartoon, I also watch a lot of documentary in Astro Discovery channel. I'm a nerd and scientist wannabe last time, so any documentary about animal, space, experiment, and planet will excite me. And for that reason, my dad had to pay extra for the electricity because I watch the TV most of the time. Moving on to the third reason, I will talk about how I developed my passion on reading books. I don't really love reading book last time, but after knowing how to speak and understand English sentences, I began to make reading one of my favorite hobby. Here are some of the books that I have read, and my favorite one is this one, a journal about the war that happened in Ireland last time. And this book is the first simple English grammar book that my mom bought for me when I am in primary 3. I still have this book with me in Oopsie because this book is one of the many things that sparked my interest in learning English. By reading books, my vocabulary got better and better. I frequently go to the library to find some interesting book to read. One habit that I have while reading book is that I will have my phone beside me. When I bump into a word that I don't understand, I will straight away search the meaning of that word using my phone, or more specifically the internet. I think finding meaning of certain words in the internet are more efficient than using the dictionary because it saves me more time as long as you have a good internet connection. Based on what I have said, I can tell that my source of belief is my own experience as language learner, and the component that I focus on is the belief about language learning. I started to learn English because of my own experience as a boy who wishes to speak fluently in English so that I can communicate with my relative that spoke in English. They are not only from Kuala Lumpur. I have cousins who live in America and Vietnam, and so if I were to speak with them, of course my English need to be good on the first place. Apart from that, there are many other reasons for me to learn English based on my experience, just like what I have said earlier. I believe that what the teacher taught in school is not enough. Hence, I should also learn anywhere possible, such as by watching English show, reading books, and hang out more with people that converse in English. My family as well as my teacher motivate me too. I appreciate the fact that not only the people around me help me to improve my proficiency in the English language, but I also have the effort to help myself too. For the extra questions given by Dr. Irene, I believe that the best way to learn a language is by having a great dedication. There are many ways to learn language. Name it, it can be singing, reading, watching English show, and so on. But without dedication, you won't achieve the best result. And for the second question, the kind of exposure to language best facilitate language learning, on the other hand, is to mingle around the people that speak in English. This is based on my opinion anyway, because they will expose you to how to use the language in real life. Trust me, you will learn a lot from them. As for my experience, my cousin usually corrected anything that I said wrong, and that is very helpful for me. And for the third question, the kind of learning style that I will encourage for the learner is verbal or linguistic style and social and interpersonal style. When it comes to language learning, these two styles are very important because it helps you learn cognitively and socially. You get the whole benefit to perfect your language learning from there, mainly because you store the knowledge in your head and display your skill via interaction with your peer, family, and stranger. That is all from me. Thank you for listening and have a great day everyone, and stay safe too. Goodbye.